Hello students, I am Sheetal Jadhav. I am explaining you JSP MySQL connectivity. The software required for this is the MySQL database Eclipse Enterprise Edition, and I am performing this on the Ubuntu operating system. As you have studied this in the database also, to start the MySQL you have to be a root user, you have to start MySQL service, and you can log in into the MySQL with the MySQL user root and the password. Here we can create a database with the command create database name. Here the database name is collegedb. So this database is created. After that, use database name will allow us to make it current working database. Then we are creating the table student info, and in this table we would be having the attributes ID, name and mobile number of the student, and password is another attribute that we are adding in this table. After creating the table, we are inserting the records into the student info table. So MySQL table would be providing the backend for this login procedure that will be having the stored information of the registered user. So when the user will be logging in, this registered records would be checked. So here we are inserting these records manually with the insert into table name command. We have to use the values keyword with it also. Okay, insert into student info values, and I'm inserting two records here. First record is Sheetal and the second record is Saraswati. So we can see the contents of this table with the select star from table name, and we are having the two records inserted here, Sheetal and Saraswati. Okay, now we will go to Eclipse Java Enterprise Edition that will require Apache Tomcat. We can download it from the Google, and that tar file we have to extract here. And another important connector that would be requiring is the Java MySQL connector, that jar file. Okay, so that jar file I'm checking whether it is present. Okay, it is present here. So I'm having this connector jar file. Now I'll go to the Eclipse. I have checked all the prerequisites are on my machine, that is Apache Tomcat web server and tar file connector. Then I'm opening the Eclipse. Now it will start my Eclipse, it will launch. Now I have to create file new. Now dynamic web project. Next I have to give the project name. I have given here the student login app project name. I have configured Apache Tomcat 8.5 from new runtime. I have browsed my home folder, and there I am having this extracted Apache Tomcat 8.5. So I have finished. Next and finish. Okay, now this is creating student login app dynamic web project. In this web project I have to add new HTML file. That would be my first login page. So I'll give here the name index.html. I is capital. Next, finish. Here my index.html file is available. It is the HTML5 file. To create a login form, I will be using form tag, but I am displaying first here the heading login form for student. form tag I have used ID, that is the identifier for this form, is user reg. Method is post. There are two types of the methods. Get method will take the values in the form with the URL, but what the post method does, it maintains the security and the values in the form would be attached in the HTTP header. Action would be, when I'll submit this form, it will call the another JSP page, that is the user reg.jsp. The name for this form I have given reg form. Now form tag contains nested input tags. The first input tag that I have used is for the username. So its a type is text, name is username. The second input tag is for the password, and its a type is password and name is user pass. And third important input tag is submit. Okay, so its a type is submit. So on submit, it will perform action and call the user reg JSP page. The name that I have given for this tag is user reg. So on submit, this will call the JSP page. The value for submit button I want to display is login, since this is a login form. So I have designed here the HTML form index.html. First I'll run this web project on server, run on server, Apache Tomcat 8.5. Next, finish. So it checks whether my server is started and it is working properly. So when I have to run a index.html file, I have to click on the web content. In web content, I am having web.inf and there index.html file. That file I am running on server now. Okay, now this is displaying the form. So this form, I'm typing random value and clicking on the login. But still now I have not designed this user.jsp page. So I have to create this user.jsp page. I will right click on the web project, new JSP file. Now the name for the file is user reg. Next, finish. Okay, now I'm getting this metadata for this JSP file. JSP is very simple tagging page that is provided, that implicitly gets converted into the servlet by the Apache Tomcat web container. Now the job that we want to perform is that from the HTML page we want to take the parameters and we are going to check whether those parameters are present in the MySQL database. So the first step required to do all these things is that I want to initialize some variables and objects. When I want to connect to the MySQL database, I have to specify what type of the driver I'm using. So the JDBC driver that I am using is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. D is capital here. Okay, now the next is the string database URL. So database URL is JDBC MySQL colon // localhost. Now my MySQL database is installed on the same machine, so I have to give here the localhost colon port number default is 3306 slash. I have to give here, instead of table, you have to specify your database. Okay, the database name is collegedb. Okay, and I want to give here the use SSL file, that is the use of the secure socket layer files. When we connect to the MySQL database, for connecting we will requiring here the root username and the password. First we will check whether it is connecting with the root and the password. So I'll specify here the string user and password. Okay, the next step is we'll require some variables: student ID, mobile number, name, and the pass. Name and the pass are of string type, and the ID and mobile number is of integer type. So almost we have done declaration of the variables. Now we will create some objects. The basic object that is required to connect to the MySQL database is the connection class object con that I have initialized to the null. And then we will require a statement class object. So stmt is a statement class object. First I am writing here all the steps, then we will execute these steps. The next step is we have to get the username and the password from the request object. So HTML page will generate the request for this JSP page, and that request object can access the parameters that is sent by the index.html page. So sname is a variable that will store the request dot get parameter, and the first parameter, that is the username. The second parameter is request.get parameter user pass, that would be stored in the spass variable. The third step is now onwards we will be actually using the objects of the SQL class. So first we will write everything in the try block, and in the try block to load a driver manager class we will require class.form for name, and we have to specify the driver com.mysql jdbc driver new instance. Okay, so we have finished with these three steps where we have specified the name of the driver also for the connecting to the MySQL. Now the next step is opening the connection. So we have loaded the driver managers class. So on that driver manager class we are invoking the method get connection. Now get connection method will require the requested URL and all. Now the connection and the statement and those objects we are using from java.sql package. So here in JavaScript we have to write the page directive colon @ page import java.sql.star. Now here import equal to, it should be import equal to java.io.star also I am including here. Both the would be required. Java.io.star would be for the out.println method that I am requiring, because I want to do the debugging in between. So for that I have imported that also. So I'm moving to the next step. After opening the connection to the MySQL with the driver manager get connection, I have to prepare a statement that I want to execute on the connection. So for that I have created the object of the prepare statement class PS, and on the connection object we are using that prepare statement. Now see how I'm writing the query. I want to select the record from MySQL table that is matching with the username and the password that is sent from the HTML form, and that we have collected by using the request.get parameter. So those parameters we are doing this by using dynamic SQL. In the dynamic SQL at the runtime it will get those parameters, and my select star from student info where my name should be equal to the S name, that is the name passed uh, from the HTML form. So this string is approximately like this. Okay, so you have to specify the codes there, and you have to remember how you are executing this select query from MySQL, and like that you have to provide the proper uh, runtime attachment of this. Okay, now the next step is we have to execute this statement. Okay, so since we have prepared this statement, um, we have to execute the query, and when we will execute the query it will generate a result. If that username and password is present in the database, it will give it as a result, otherwise it will give null. So we are creating the object of the result set class rs, and prepare statement we are executing with the method execute query. Okay, so after that we will have some values in the result set. So we are checking that whether that row is present there, that should be there in the MySQL table. So if rs next result set is having some value, then we want to store these values in some variable, and we want to send those values to the next page. The id and the student name, these are the values that we want to bind with the next page. So for this we can use the session object there. Now here we want to redirect to the success page or failure page depending on the result set values. So we have to create the two JSP file, login success.jsp and login failure.jsp, and my response object will generate a response on the request, and it will redirect us to the login success or login failure JSP page. So I have done this. So since we are writing everything in the try block, there should be corresponding catch block should be there. So I am catching. Here I am closing the connection and statement, but you should do that in the try block itself. Okay. So I'm having JSP page saved. Again, I'm executing the index.html and user registration page. Now I'm entering some values, and I'm checking whether it is redirecting to the user registration page. Okay, so it is redirecting, but I am having some errors in the JSP page. The one important thing that I have not done is that I haven't written all the code there in the Angular percentile. So I'll make that correction that I have understood right now. So I'll go there. Okay, here I haven't specified the Angular percentile, so I will do that. Okay, now after doing that, I have to right click on the project, and I have to configure the Java build path. So here we are getting the several options. We can add a libraries, and we can add an external jar file. So I have told you that there should be the MySQL Java connector. Right now it is giving me the error of that driver is not loaded. So there is another way of doing this. In the lib folder you can copy paste that jar file, so that will remove the driver manager error. So I am having this lib file, and in this lib file I can copy paste that jar file. So I'll try out that way how I can do that thing, copy pasting the jar file in the lib folder of webinf of the project. So where is my jar file? I'll just check. After copy pasting that jar file in the lib folder, it will remove this error that I am getting for the connector. Okay, I'm making some corrections that are required. Most of the time it is required to debug the code, since I have typed all the code at one go, so I have to identify the point where I'm getting the problem. So here might be the problem with the driver may not be loaded properly. So we have to check what are the ways. So another important thing that we have to do is that in this project we have to add the two JSP files. Okay, I'll do that thing first. Will add the first JSP file, that is the login success JSP file. When the user will log in successfully, uh, user will get this page, means user registration JSP page will redirect to the login success JSP page. Okay, now here in the login success JSP page I want to display the success message, or we can display the page next home page that is expected. So I'm typing here the message, welcome message. The another important thing that we have to do here is that after creating this login success file, creation of the second file, login failure file. Okay, so login failure file I have added in this project, and what I want to do, after login failure I want to give the user another chance to try again. So again I will ask the user to go to the index.html page. So very simple way is that we can give the hyperreference tag that will take us back to the index.html page. So here I am trying, please try again. Okay, so here my login failure page is being created. So all my 4 files are ready for the execution. I have written all the codes there, and I want to check whether my driver is loading properly and my code is getting executed very properly. So I have done the testing. So for the testing purpose I am printing here the contents that are there in the exception object. So the error that given me is for the user basically. If you want to see, the error is first I had a problem in loading the driver, so I have copy pasted the jar file in the lib folder. Then here I'm not getting the access for the root user there. Okay, so that problem is being displayed here by printing the exception object. Okay, so I have printed that exception object and access denied for the root user that I am getting. So for that what I want to do now is that for the root user, I want to give all the rights to the another user, the database that I have created. So the root user is creating here the another user. So you have studied this in the database also, how to create a user, create user, username at percentile, means on all the machines on the network identified by the password student. So this is the create user command that will create a user. Then I want to grant all privileges to this user. Now what are the privileges? Read, write, execute privileges to the user on all the database tables. So grant all on star dot star will do that. So again I'll go to the user, and I have returned the group 1, that is the user that I have created, and the password for the group 1 is student. Okay, now my code is ready for the execution. I'll check whether it is working properly. Now I enter the values. I'll click on the login button. Now here it is giving me null pointer exception. Now here there is no exception, means what, drivers are loaded properly and the user is getting access to the database, so everything is fine. So the comment, I'm removing some code that I have commented for the debugging purpose. Now I'll execute this code. All my files are ready for the execution. Okay, so I'll run on server. Now I'll enter the username and the password. Okay, now the login is successful. Now I want to check with the another option, that is it should, if I enter the wrong username password, it should give me login failure. So I'll enter the username that is not existing. Now it is giving me invalid user, but it is not redirecting me to the index.html. Okay, I have made one mistake. I have typed index I small, so I have to make that correction. So I'll go back to the user registration page and okay, I have to make the changes in the login failure. So I'll correct here. I'll write capital I. Okay, now I'll rerun it again. Run as run on server. Okay, save, finish. Okay, now I'll check for the login failure. So I have typed the username, password, clicked on the login, invalid user. Okay, so it is taking me back to the index.html page. Now I'll enter the another user, that is the Saraswati. I'll check back in the database what is the password that I have set for that record. I'll enter the correct password and I'll log in successfully. Okay, so in this video I have demonstrated you how to carry out all these connections and all. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me, you can send me, and I hope that you have understood this connectivity part. Basically, again I'll open this Eclipse, okay, and I'll show you the project again. Okay, now this is the Eclipse project I'm launching again. So what I want to show is that when we copy paste that jar file in the lib folder, how actually it is looking. So my Eclipse is, I'm opening it again. It is required some time. Okay, now I'll close this dialog. Okay, so I'll cancel this. Okay, now this is my application that I have created, student login app. Now this app is having web content, and in web.inf I'm having this lib folder, and in this lib folder I have manually copy pasted this jar file to configure the connector. Okay, so that part I have missed you, I haven't shown you, so I wanted to show you. So here from my side, thank you very much for the patient listening.